Hey guys, this is Zlewikk and welcome back to my Arabian campaign, where I started as a little Najd with a goal of getting 4 different achievements. One of them I already got, Swamp Filthy, for forming Arabia and getting max tribal allegiance. We will be also going for Jihad achievement to own 500 Sunni provinces. I don't like sand, as well as a desert power. A bit unlucky, but for the first few minutes of this video I've lost completely the audio, so I'm just speaking to a member to the recording that I'm having, so please be patient. I know you guys are bored to death with the vacations, so much of free time, and EU5 still not being announced. Well, if you're looking for new games to buy, new games to try out at a much discounted price, you can check out sponsor of this video, Nebo.com, which is a digital marketplace offering you nice discounts on all the types of the games for all different platforms, from Steam through Origins, Epic Games and all of the different platforms including consoles. Make sure to use link in the video description or pinned comment to support the channel. Let's go straight to the final episode of our Arabia campaign. What I'll start with is adding all of these trade centers to trade companies in order to maximize my trade power and start getting some merchants. Obviously, we have to remember that I can add provinces to trade companies only outside of my subcontinent where my capital is, so outside of Levant. So I can't add Alexandria, for example. We already have a 25% trade power in Hormuz, so that's definitely something I can improve by increasing the trade centers, building marketplaces. In the meantime, it's time to stack some construction costs from my government, but also from the merchant guild's decision, which with reduced inflation allows me to get buildings in a really cheap way. I'll be getting even to keep scaling my economy wherever it is worth it. It's time to clean up borders with Persia. I know they're the same colors, so they're barely visible, but it still hurts my eyes to see them in the middle here. Why sieging down the force? I'm trying to minimize the amount of the troops on the siege, just to save a bit of a manpower after my war with the Ottomans. Persia. I'm focusing on lands that are seriously trade centers. That's why. This is added to a trade company. This, and this, which should give me a merchant. 43%. We probably just have to follow that up with 1, 2 improvements of trade centers. 48%, could just click this. But I will just also build some buildings once I get this court. Okay, this is a bit better heir. I think for now I'm gonna keep him because my ruler is 42. I'll try using a colonialist tool to shorten my truce with Mamluks. So that's me Mamluks, white pieces guys without breaking the alliance. Now I'm gonna go for 100% from the Mamluks. In a few years I'll be able to shorten that truce. Institution cost me 2000 ducats, but I'm 36 years late to embrace it. But look now. With this at max, 193, 217. With being up to date on the admin tech, see, I'm still yeah, hitting the points cap. What now? What do I spend my admin mana on? That's a silly question. We're gonna develop some deserts. It would be ideal to get this guy's loyal first. I don't want to sell titles. I guess I just def a little bit and just continue it later. I will keep clicking that button and see 1 production in Riyadh and 5 random development spread in Arabia. This button is gonna allow me get that achievement a bit sooner. Deving the Arabian provinces, already 298. Trying to clean the borders here with the Mamluks. And I will finally start feeding Dongola with some provinces, and I definitely should also enforce religion on them. Of course, Wars Caucasus are the religions. So if we take, let's say Vijay, we already have 65% of it stacked. So the worst Caucasus is 184%. And keep in mind, this is without the monuments. Since a big chunk of Adal is Coptic, the province Worst Caucasus is very low for us. So I will be able to take 110% of our extension. So this way our borders are getting better. Obviously this could be better, cleaned up a bit. I'm working on that. Dungolas, my long-term subject, is gonna receive a big chunk of these provinces. Now we are at class of first great power. So for the achievement, I don't like sand. We have the requirement of the highest development, but we still have to get rid of the non-desert provinces. War with the Ottomans. The numbers on both sides are huge because it's me, Austrian Commonwealth versus Ottomans, Russia and Tunis. So we've got a huge war. I'm curious about army quality of the Ottomans. And I'm curious if my ass is gonna be handled here. I might want to recruit more mercenaries. See, recruit independent company. Still have money. How about to be safe, I'm also gonna get the Grand Company. I don't have any professionals anyway. So we've got 0.6 more morale, but 10% less discipline than the Ottomans. Definitely, let's find a discipline advisor. Funny enough, while I'm winning this battle, they are running away back home through all of my forts. So let's see. What can we do, Mr. Ottoman? Can I just go? Yeah, just make you not reinforce that battle. That's the best solution for us. While looking for the discipline advisor. Honestly, that might be even harder war with the Ottomans because they scaled. Look at their army. Well, maybe we'll be able to separate peace Russia quickly with Commonwealth helping. Problem is siege ability of the Ottomans and the spy network on us. I need to build counter-espionage, for sure, and avoid them sieging us down. Shall we check army quality of the Russian troops? Let's take a look. Actually, it is good!
Impossible.
Same morale? More discipline than us? Quality trade infrastructure. That's weird idea set. At least I found the discipline. Thank you, Commonwealth. Let me separate peace Russia, making sure to break their alliances. Take money. That war is going surprisingly good. We've lost 140,000 of troops, but it's mostly mercs. And I'll be aiming to get as many claims as possible for mission 3. Obviously, if I aimed for provinces of the other religions, like for example Coptic, that would be of much lower cost. I'm gonna still take a lot. Ottomans have 82,000 troops. The question is, I have no idea where. I see it 40, almost 50, but where's the rest? Anyway, it's time to peace out. I promised Austria some lands. I'll be fine. You know why?
They love me.
Because during that war, I've got 20 favors, which you can use to bring that trust back. Not all of it, but most of it. Look. Trade favors for trust. This is back to 40, so that should keep our alliance. And conquering so many lands from the Ottomans gives them into the north, which is perma-claims in Khorasan, Persia, Anatolia, and Thrace, which is a lot, and Gav capacity. Now, since I'm in Persia already, that is mission of strength versus heretics, to get rid of the Shias, army tradition, and force defense. Now for the Solomon Mountains. It's not so far away. For this, I will get... okay, that's not so important. I need many more provinces from the Ottomans, which is gonna give me spread Islam casus belli. Nice. Let me release here a subject, which is gonna be Karaman, that I will additionally feed with a few more provinces. I'll actually keep the Grand Company in our army, but I'll get rid of the independent company, so now we're making real money. You know what, I've got so much money, how about we start improving Mecca already to level 2, without investing extra money into it for now. That money might be more needed into more buildings, which I keep getting, but only wherever it is more or less worth it. Class offensive idea is discipline, but more importantly, siege ability. So now I've got 40% of siege ability, which is very helpful. I'll keep leveraging now my perma claims, because remember, perma claim means it's 25% cheaper to core combined with my admin ideas, half of the cost. How about to build some of our first manufactories, obviously in our core lands, considering trade. I control the whole hormones node. A very cheerful peace deal against Kila. Just also taking a few nice provinces That will be much better until the Arabian rule. And you know, we are so stable in the provinces that we are conquering. It will be very soon very stable. Yeah, it is not stable here, but it's stable in the provinces that are Sunni, just like here, you see. Because we've got 11.5 tolerance to faith, which is 11.5 unrest, reduced unrest in the provinces that are Sunni. Also, we are very blessed because the Knights are still alive. They don't have an allies. They'll be just protected by the Defender of Faith, Netherlands. So I'm gonna use that to grab their province already to start building, sooner than later, the monument here for the province Wars Coast. I've built an European navy just to be sure I will not be defeated by the Dutch. Whoa! Austria would like to help me out in that war. Sure! You might laugh, but Dutch have as many armies as Austria does. The name placement is already fixed as I annexed Dungula. And I'm gonna clear the borders in Horn of Africa as well for this war. Yes, this is much better. Still remnants of the Mamluks are here. But it's fine. And conquering the lands in Zanzibar trade gives me lots of money, diplo points, and an event where I can choose between trade steering and merchant trade power until the end of the game, but it's very little numbers. Or spread Islam casus belli against all non-Muslim countries in... yeah. Well, Kilva is fetishist, so that would work on them, but they have perma-claims on most of the lands already, so it is not worth it. We just get for these perma modifiers. That lots of money is for sure useful to get Macadam faster. And in a second, start improving it to level 3. So this is already 5%. For example, Commonwealth Warsaw cost is reduced by 70%, so the Warsaw cost for us is 219. Austria is calling me into the war of the Protestant League.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone?
It's a small war, actually. I mean, look at this, it's not so small. There are gonna probably more of them joining, but... No. I'm sorry, Austria. I love you. But no, especially that Commonwealth is at war with you. I'm just gonna improve these relations. And we're gonna come back to this discussion later once you finish your war, okay? You have to say it, guys. You are fans of the good borders, you're gonna love what I'm doing in this campaign. It's really my focus. Especially with my war with the Mamluks that is coming now. There you go, I promised and I delivered. We already have 250 provinces that are Sunni. Halfway there. I'm finalizing Mecca right now. And I'm starting to core Malta, just avoid rebels there. How about we expand our gold mine system a bit? I'm already earning much more from the other sources than gold. But it's never enough. Especially when we are ahead of time in the diplomatic technology, and we are ahead of time a lot. Only thing that I wish I had is loyal merchant guild, so we might just give it a minute to get rid of this malus. Looks like Spain has some issues. I think that's the religious war that they refuse to join. Let me leverage that to take over some of the Maghreb. Look what I could do to them. For like funny amount of the war score. Oh boy, yeah, let's try getting from them some of these islands. As I can grab this for little war score. But then again, I will just focus on my Sunni lands here. With Ulema Loyal, I can finally take the Spirit of Hajj mission, which is monthly piety acceleration. But since Ulema is loyal, it's also admin tech cost and diplomatic reputation. Now, what is my monthly acceleration now? 0.3. Ask for knowledge sharing must be one of my favorite features in this game recently added. Let me buy the goddamn printing press to Arabia. Taking good borders from Transoxiana. It's pretty much all Sunni lands, so just getting towards achievement without breaking the borders. It's 284 now. Away from Spain, I need a bit more of the war score. No, I actually have enough, thanks to province war score cost. So with these two peace deals, It's a lot of AE, by the way. With these two peace deals, my overextension is high, but here I will release a subject, which is gonna be... Oh, I could release Aragon. Let's release Aragon. I wanted to release subject here, but... Well. Aragon sounds more interesting. And here... I think I'm fine keeping it's all perma claims, and same with the Transaxian Islands, so I'm gonna get them cored fast. Let's just make sure to make Aragon the right religion. I need to declare the Ottomans before I'm ready with the troops on the border, because coalition started forming, surprisingly. So I want to avoid Ottomans joining that coalition. Let me call Commonwealth and Jaunpur. Russia is no longer the ally. And let me get Tunis as a co-belligerent. Even though I don't have institution, admin tech cost me just 380, so let me take it to hit the points cap. And the fourth idea group, I just go for religious for the roleplay purposes. I'm so sorry, Tunis, you were called as a co-belligerent, so I can take a lot from you. Maybe at the cost of a bit of unjustified demands, but that's totally fine. Then for the Ottomans, I'm taking all of this land. I want to take Karaman cores for sure as a, like, yeah, I need Konya as well. Why does it cost so much? These lands do not cost anything because it's a different religion, so if I could just probably grab all of this, but I prefer to take my perma claims as well as Karamanese cores. That looks better. So now our extension is down to 104. Can just focus on this, maybe concentrating somewhere. And this is below 100. Look how many diplo mill points I have. I'm gonna start spending them on deving Arabia further. Right now we are at 345 development, 344. I'm just waiting for these guys to get over 60 for the dev cost, so I'll not spend all of it at once. Oh wow, I didn't know that Ming has this kind of event. It's probably related to Alliance Caliphate, but there's a mosque of Beijing that is giving pretty good modifiers to their capital. From tier 7 guarantee from I can take yet another tolerance of the true faith, which is already at the level 14. That's 14 reduced unrest in all of the Muslim provinces. And this is all of the provinces in my countries except this 4. We are rebuilding the power of Aragon, which allows me to take Conquer Maghreb mission. That is upgrading the Kairounan monument. This one, which at max will give me overextension impact. Not bad actually. Emirate of Sicily gives me power projection, claims on Italian nations, missionary strength versus heathens. You probably noticed those guys before me, but I gave away Malta by an accident to Aragon when I released them. Which is unfortunate. At least we're keeping the level at 2 of the monument. Ottomans are throwing their literally whole army in this one battle. But as you see, without much success, as with better reinforcements, we're winning that easily. Oops! I just killed the rest of the Ottoman army. Well, they have 37k, they just recruited somewhere else. But yeah, that's it. Let's peace one out to hand over extension. I know we have enough mana to core all of this. So we'll yet again have to feed Karaman. I wanted to do a holy war against Spain, but if I do that, then I can't call in my allies, because they wouldn't join holy war while fighting the same religion group. But I think it doesn't matter, I can take Spain myself. Their army quality is decent, 6.1 morale, I have 5.6, a bit more discipline on our side. Obviously they have that bonus to their artillery, while I'm using some cav, so we in the end won it easily. Just 100 of provinces that are Sunni left to go. With Spain I'm just clearing the borders, and that should be enough to get another mission across the strait, which is upgrading the Alhambra monument to give deeper annexation cost. That might be useful. Cost advisors of rulers religion and claims on France. The age is about to end, 1601, so we need in 100 months it's gonna end. But I just finished the Malta monument. So see that I'm having minus 90% province war score cost. So I could fully next Commonwealth in one war. I could take Russia in just 2 wars. I could take France in 1 war. It is really tempting to fully annex and release as a subject. That would never be loyal. But yeah, we are just... I'm not gonna go too crazy with it, as I simply want to get the achievements at this point. So we get to 500 provinces, and then we play tall. Actually, I should use my province war score cost to fragment France, Russia. Ideal as a Commonwealth, but I think I can defeat them development-wise for the desert achievement. France is gonna be tricky, especially that they are still in the coalition against us. We need to dissolve it. With annexation of Karaman, we are at 480 provinces, and that peace deal with the Ottomans might be just enough to get this done. Oh, I could separate peace Multan, but let's just break the alliance with the Ottomans. Look, this is a nasty peace deal I'll be taking from the Ottomans. I'm just saving Admina to be able to core all of this. This is the peace deal from the Ottomans. Keeping the clean borders, let me make sure to concentrate whatever is possible. That's a mission for the conquest of the Ottomans, which gives me meal mana, perma-power projection, and spread Ismail CB against non-Muslims in the Balkans. It really doesn't matter. Okay, absolutely this is about to happen, and I am prepared. I've been cancelling the privileges most of the time to make sure to start calling all of this. That did hurt my admin efficiency, but you see the rebels, there will be some, but not really easy peasy. Let me make sure to build some more card houses. There goes absolutism, which means we've lost 25% province war score cost. We're down to 65, which is still a really good amount. And we now have 65 of maximum absolutism. Can still get it higher, which means I can also go here and change that province to get additional absolutism. So now this is 70. I'll be able to go and upgrade the Nizva fort for another 10. I've got the discipline event. Should do this for France, but they're still in the coalition. So we're gonna use it against Russia. Should be easy. Could call in Commonwealth. Why you don't want to join general? How does this work? 75% cost. Well, let's do it. I probably should have waited with doing that until I got like really high absolutism to release even more from them. But worry not, I'm gonna show you that potential in the war with France later. In the meantime, Tech 17 gets our admin efficiency to 15%. And it unlocks as the universities, which I obviously have to build in every single coastal desert and desert in Arabia. Oh, it's because they attacked the Ottomans. That's why I've got this war goal. One more province to be converted and we've got the achievement. Oh, with this war goal, it doesn't cost me diplomana to release stuff from Russia. This is wonderful. With this conversion finished, there it is. Jihad is completed. Now the toll missions are to be done, but making Russia small is part of doing that achievement. There it goes. Russia is down to 240 war score. Pretty small. Just take a look. Yeah, 800 of development. We definitely need to do the same to France. Now look, this piece of desert with a university is 32 to develop. I just wanted to develop it with mill points, but it is fully developed with mill points already. Yes, we need more universities. Let's get into India, as we have a mission to do that. I think Multan should have just enough provinces for us to achieve that. I'll do it myself, just so my allies don't steal the provinces. With Nizwa finished, my max absolute is now at 80. I'll take some time right now, build universities in Arabian Peninsula. You see it's being done. Start deving over there with all of the extra points. And generally scaling to, you know, get rid of the coalition, go towards the achievements. As mentioned, we just need to reduce the size of France. Spain, no, no, no. France and Commonwealth. Most likely, maybe Commonwealth will not be needed. France for sure is one more war that we have to do in this campaign. Maybe going a bit into India for the mission tree and maybe clearing the borders here. I should also leverage game mechanics for deving. So see, this state is pretty nice, it's underdeveloped. I just need to make sure that I've got a university in Katif. And I'm gonna show you something very nice, how I'm gonna leverage this. Okay, with university finish, it is still expensive to develop here because it's also arid, it's not only cold star desert, but we've stacked a lot of dev cost modifiers. So I'm gonna develop this province right now to 25. Improve the trade center to 3. Make sure that they have this. And look now, Grane is just 21 to develop, it's still expensive for my having the university, but it is definitely much cheaper than before. And that's just a reminder, level 3 trade center is giving 10% development cost, but for the whole area. So yeah, and the coalition is dissolving now. Once Transoxiana leaves it. Oh, seriously, allied to the Ottomans. I don't want to fight the Ottomans anymore. Now this whole state developed to 20, we are up to 551 development, almost twice as much is required. I should actually save money for the institution at this point. I could take another idea group, and it could be infrastructure for the development cost, but I could also simply not take anything. So I have more mana for deving. So for now I'm gonna take Humanis to potentially get idea cost event. With the institution embraced, this just costs 320 points. So almost up to date with all of the technologies, and I will be spending meal points and admin points right now on deving. I'm just wondering if I should start doing the expand infrastructure with my admin mana. I don't think it is worth it for us with capacity issues. It's just for a few dev clicks. I'm not gonna go dev to 30 and be deving to 20. Yeah, I'll not be doing the expand infrastructure. Taking promises from Gujarat is Solomon Mountains mission, which is improve relations, transcend trade acceptance, but also propagate religion. Now we gotta take care of France. Let's have some fun with France. They have 200,000 troops. And I assume with superior quality to ours, so we have to play smart. How do we play it? How to call it? Efficiently. Mean that we actually have full combat with like front row and the back row. So this kind of stack will have 18,000 infantry, 12,000 cav, because we still have this not bad cav bonuses. And 30,000 of artillery. That's gonna take so much attrition, but I don't care. We are prepared for this war. Let me create a second stack with this kind of troops as well. And then in the back line, we'll have the reinforcements. So how about we do this? And then we do this, and then we do this. So France, that's gonna be... Wait. Why I don't have a Holy War Casus Belli on them? Ah, it's because I'm not bordering France. So how about we go to Aragon and we seize Roussillon from them. And that also means that if I do this kind of Casus Belli, neither of my allies will join. Just thinking for the extra style, we should do it. And at 30k reinforcements from here is gonna siege down Portugal. Oh, France level 2 force at this point of the game with my siege ability. Not too good of an idea. Let's see if we can win with him on the navy. Yes, he attacked me with trade ships. What the hell? Okay, he also has level 6 force. It's just... yeah, he's a mix of both. These guys are about to do a terrible mistake because I'm taking over this siege, for sure. And now he's here. Let's see army stats of France. So they have half more morale and 3% more discipline. Oh boy. But yeah, should be an easy one. Slow. Oh, I don't even have to reinforce it with my ally coming in. But yeah, that was an easy one. Finally a big battle with France. And I think just reinforcing the last moment before my artillery goes into the front row. In the meantime, we've won here. Well, it's gonna be a tough battle. I'm not checking the front line, back line in this battle because I'm sure it's terrible. And I'm having infantry in the first row. There it is, we barely won that. But at what cost? But yeah, we've got France down to 117,000 troops. It was almost 200,000. Yeah, that's gonna be definitely the biggest battle of this war. Let's live through 100,000 at the very start of it. Let me start reinforcing already. So here's my subject. Aragon has 40,000 troops. Now both of the sides are overstacking. Let's take a look. We've got 6k, only 10k reserves. That means we have to reinforce much faster. Otherwise, artillery would end up on the first row. Guys, I want to say we have a problem because they have more reinforcements than we do. But it still is looking bad. Me forgetting that one stack is terrible news. They will not be on time. Yeah, we've lost the similar amount of troops. Oh, they have a 6-6 general. That is making a difference. How's our... we don't have enough army tradition. Why fighting? I'll anyway keep building the forcing buildings. Because I will have my last final mission require me to have 500,000 troops. Another huge battle, and that might be another loss for us. They have 7! I don't think that's French morale. That's buggy when there's a lot of nations joining one war, one battle. Yeah, French morale is 6. It's still much higher than ours. Main's morale is 7. Yeah, I'm blaming Aragon for being late. There's no chance they're gonna be on time. At least after wiping Main's troops, I can wipe them. They've lost 90,000 troops, just them. I had to fix my stacks a bit just to make sure we have at least the full front row and then full back row. Otherwise, artillery will be ending up in the first row. But now, I'm definitely gonna leverage the fact that they are overstacking this battle at the very start of it. Yeah, they started running away much farther, much faster. We've lost the superiority, but that wasn't me. England, what are you doing? We just had superiority and we've lost it. Let's get rid of Verdun. We've killed 45,000 of their troops. Now it's just France and their colonies. Slowly getting rid of these guys. This stack will be on time! I wanted to say they will be later, like one day, but they were just on time. It's fine, this is the whole French army. They don't have anything else. And they started losing more in these battles, didn't they? It's 25, 35, 24, 27, yeah, slightly more. This is it. We've reduced their size to 46,000 troops. Now I can piece out what I want. I want all the southern provinces and release everything possible. Which is not much, honestly. And 3,000 nuggets. A is very little because we've got so much of admin efficiency that allows me to take the Adventures mission, which is power projection, stab cost modifier, gov capacity, and spread Islam casus belli in both IBR and France. So now just to get this, I need 500,000 troops and unify Islam decision taken. And for that I need 1 province from the Ottomans and 1 province from Transoxiana. So how about we try threatening wars for this? This way France is reduced to 930 development. I'm more worried about Commonwealth having 1,200. But if you take a look at the war score cost for us, it's 215%. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to fight another war. Our army is terrible. In the meantime, we feed 709 development here in Arabia. This is our development map mode. Mr. Ottoman, how about do you give me Dagestan? Thank you. And Samarkand, I will have to take it myself because it is a capital, so it's not gonna be that easy. In the meantime, I should be building just infantry. To hit that 500,000 milestone I'm required for that mission. I need Samarkand, that's 9 war score. Okay. Time to take the decision. It's just this additional modifiers. We already a caliphate. More stab cost, more missionary strength. Why not? So it's 14.5. Our name changes to the caliphate. And stability cost, I'm curious about that. Yeah, it's decreased a lot. But yeah, let's take that last mission. Rightly guided. Which is power projection, again impairment. And that's why I was rushing for it. Another golden era to develop Arabia cheaper. And perma claims on every province on the Muslim religion group. Sorry. I didn't get any of these guys. I mean, province of Muslim religion group. I think it got bugged. I guess it's fine. I don't need to clear the borders. I mean, it might just for you guys. I'll do it only for you guys for the purpose of the thumbnail. But in the meantime, let me start the golden era. And since I've got the dev cost everywhere over here, I'll be simply deving via the minimap. Like when I say a low number, I dev, just making sure before if it's not a mountain. Just like here. And this way you've already hit 743. I was going to take it, but then I remembered I'll have to release subjects anyway later on to get the achievements. So, how about screw it. I'll put something else in that, like fully develop Arabia. 800 development, here we are. I might actually end up developing the mountains, just so the map mode looks nicer, because right now it's kind of meh. So at least every single of these mountains has 10 development. Now this looks better, doesn't it? This looks much better. As for the map mode, it's all yellow because my capital is 63 development. In the meantime, I actually reached tier 9 guarantee form. I think I wanted to take max absolutism here because everything else, none of this matter in general. But it's nice to hit 95 of our max absolutism. 11,000 ducats for institution. That's definitely too much. I'm keeping up to date with the technologies just in case anything extra is being spent on deving. This way we are at 903 dev clicks. Well, dev clicks probably more in the whole campaign, but it's 903 development in Arabia. Just to play it all, make sure to also build manufacturers in every single province here. Like you see this 1.44 value plus trade impact. Now this is gonna be much better. Remember the stab cost I mentioned? Yeah, 13 points from 0 to 1. Last dev click, guys. There it is. The desert power is in our hands. Just look at the development over here. Like This is all around 2020 few. Plus, obviously, the mountains, I got them up to 10. You should be also 10. Just for the matter of a beautiful map. But yeah, now we release everything that is not a coastal desert or a desert. That's gonna be a terrible border guard, but look, we've got plenty of this in Arabia, this is our base, but also Egypt, North Africa, and a bit here in Persia as well as India. Houston, we've got a problem. I've run a test just to be sure that this will be enough, and it is not enough, because if you look at the development of the countries, Commonwealth has 1563 development. Me, with just desert and coastal desert provinces, I'm having 1470 development. So I had to declare war on Commonwealth with all of my power to reduce that debt, while making sure that Great Britain doesn't increase the development too much. Problem is, I was rushing so much deving, I am behind the mill deck. So definitely you have to keep focusing mill and wait for the tech, but this will be available very soon. While waiting for it, I will already start preparing for that war, getting all of my troops here on the border with Poland, breaking the alliance, and finding new strong allies to help us in that war. I just changed our statistics to manpower, just to make sure that our maximum power is scaling. So you see 500,000 now. We're also building some buildings to increase that. But with this base, I'm gonna prepare hell for the Commonwealth. See, November 75 already have the technology to declare. And strong allies. Look, I've got Hungary. It's not a tiny Hungary. They have 200. Hungary has as many troops as Commonwealth. We've got Hungary, and we've got Mainz with 100,000 troops. This time, knowing that Commonwealth will do a lot of damage, I will not do an ideal stacks. Because the ideal stacks with the same amount of front row and back row, after the battle they're useless if you want to keep doing more and more battles, because they'll need to reinforce. Otherwise, you will not have enough front row, so the back row will be at the front row at the very start of the battle. So the artillery will be coming in the front row where they are dealing with damage, but they also receiving much more damage. So I will be doing a 1.5 front row of combat with and 36,000 of artillery, which means we will be doing, since we have some cavalry in our army, but you see not that much anymore, I will be doing 36 and 54,000 of the front row. So how about we do this 54,036. This is actually pretty nicely calculated. I've got 3 cannon stacks now. If this little stack just being left over, and I'm gonna distribute it between all of this stack, because they should be 36. So there'll be 3 cannon stacks with full back row of cannons, and all of this infantry will be just reinforcement stacks, because the battles with Commonwealth, I expect them to be big and scary. So this way we are having around 500,000 troops ready to fight. And let's do it. I will not go for the Holy War, because then my allies wouldn't join. Plus, I'm a bit afraid of allies losing war score. So, Mainz will not help. I guess it's fine. We're calling these 2 guys, and it's just a conquest of Silistra. Easy war goal, and it's also easy to maintain. Then my siege ability stacked, together with Spindle and Commonwealth, is a lot of -4 defense that they are having. Which means each siege tick is just 15 days. That should also speed the things up. You know what? You enjoyed when I did that on my Mehmet's Ambition run. I will right now record this whole war and then obviously just do the 4x speed. So in case you want to watch this war on the normal speed, just watch it on 0.25 of the speed. You see, this is the Hungarian power, but Poland is stacking most of its army in freaking one province. They're 250,000 already. You see, to avoid this army getting killed, like the reinforcements, like I'm just attaching them to the main army. So this way they all going in the same speed and I can just handle it myself. I think I'm gonna send this 3 stacks to fight Commonwealth, mainly to understand, okay, can we do that? Now, you see, that's why I was afraid. 6 more on their size, 5.3 on ours. Let's see. They overstacked. I'll be trying to reinforce it correctly. Little losers. So there goes my reinforcements. Also, Hungary is reinforcing. So the two of us are winning that battle without that many losses. Now, see, this stack after the battle has 30,000 of the front row. So what I can do is just to replace these guys. These guys. So this is almost as new, just cavalry to reinforce. We can go after the next fort now. You see, I could probably finish this war at this point, but since they are out of manpower, I want to just get rid of their army in general. And make Aragon loyal in the meantime. Okay, I seen that Russia is expanding too fast. And they are at war with Haiti. So we want to finish that achievement now. Let me peace out these guys. Question is, can I super peace any of their allies just to have a higher war score? Okay. I can anyway do more than I wanted. Goodbye Commonwealth. Yeah, that's a nice partition. Now the development is down to 900. So let me spend around 15 minutes releasing stuff from us now. I think we are done. Yes, now just pass a day. There it is. That's a painful achievement, but I think it can be done much easier and faster if you just start as the Mamluks. But I wanted to be part of this campaign to have 4 mighty achievements done. That's our borders. Diplomatic bubble. Looks good. As told you, we've got 1475 development, which is almost 100 more than Russia. Okay guys, if you do appreciate and like this campaign, make sure to like this video as well, and if you subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna do soon another hopefully long campaign. Bye.